Hello, Mr. Randy Duck, and welcome back for another video. This time featuring the KAMPFPANZER 50T, which is the German Tier 9 premium tank, medium, which is a tank I really enjoy. And they're giving it away at the moment. It's an earn op, so you can earn it. It's definitely worth earning if you haven't already got it. It's a fantastic little tank. So, yeah, we've got the first replay for you. Which we've platooned up with Jokers, I believe. I think it's a tier 10 lobby. And yeah, we're going to get to it. I mean, this tank here has got a fantastic gun. Really accurate, 320 alpha, good shell velocity in the standard rounds. Decent mobility. And it's a good little hold down medium. The turret's really good when you're using the gun depression. Straight away here we stopped. We saw that back chat was being a little bit silly, and we want to punish it for this move. We don't want this guy, in our back lines, and while I've got an opportunity to get a few shots in, we're going to take it. But you notice there is no fun police in this replay, which means you can use a completely different position, which wasn't possible if there was fun police. And it's a great position you see here, because I can go hold down, get lovely shots in without exposing too much of my tank. And if there's fun police, you can't use this position because you'll just get shot. You're an easy shot for the fun police and an obvious target in this location. But where there's no fun police, it's perfectly fine to use. Unfortunately, this Object 140 is also trying to use this position, but to be fair to him, we seem to be sort of, he's shooting, I'm shooting. We're trying to not get in each other's way, but it does. I probably could get a bit more damage if he wasn't here, but also, he's doing nothing wrong. We're both just trying to do our own game, and we seem to be, being pretty good. You see, I take a shot, he takes a shot, and trying to work in a bit of synergy there. I'm going to try and track this E100, get a nice track shot in, hitting in the 705, shuts him down. And yeah, it's just great when you've got this location and people are popping up. I'm getting a lower plate shot there. It's kind of, we're kind of smashing the enemy team, if I'm honest. And it probably does turn into be quite a bit of a quick game. But we're platooned up with Jokers as well. It's about that sort of time now where I feel comfortable pushing up. Sometimes you don't want to push up too early and get caught out. But what I'm going to do is we'll get a shot into that Carnarvon. We're going to try and get a shot into T25's Cupola, but as we do that, he exposes himself too much. We get a nice side shot, and then there's just one heavy tank which seems to be slowing our tanks down, pushing. I'm going to try and take this guy out now, which I do, picking up another kill. And yeah, the team's getting waffle stomp, and then when we're in this sort of situation, you've got to react quick to get your damage, because if you're too slow, the damage is going to be gone. Before you get there. We get a nice snapshot on the move. This tank can do that, and then we get round to safety, so we can start causing these enemy team tanks all sorts of problems. Now they've got too many angles to try and focus on, and it's just about making sure I pen my shots at this stage of the game, because it's not going to be that much more opportunity to get damage once these tanks are gone. So we're trying to get as many shots in as we can. We're still fairly healthy. We're going for the Cupola. We're trying to make sure we don't miss it. We do hit it, putting us up to just under 4k damage. And we're going to go for the Cupola shot again, but thankfully for me, he turns to face the tanks behind me, which means I get a nice easy shot on the side. And it's just one shot that left, one shot to go. Like I say, this has been a very quick game, but it's one of the older replays on El Hallouf, and I wanted to, seemed like the perfect opportunity to get rid of it, use this replay, because obviously this tank is now on giveaway. But we do finish off with a brother in arms, 3 kill, 4,500 damage, bit of assistance, the ace tanker. I think Jokers goes on to have quite a decent game as well. So yeah, that's it for the first replay, but we got 2 more to come, so I will see you in a bit. Okay, so here we are for the second replay of the video on steps. This is quite an old replay, and I'm platooned up with Rossi and Swindle. Now, I do probably need to mention, this is an old replay, and at the time, I was having a little bit of internet issues. So, towards the end, it's probably difficult to notice in the replay, but I was rubber banding a little bit, and it was making it a little bit more difficult to hit some of the shots. But we are on encounter, and we've decided rather than go down to the 1-2 line, which which is a great brawling spot for the heavy tanks, and I probably could play this tank there as well. As I'm in a platoon, I'm going to try and win the the field line or two, down on the right hand side on their sort of 8-9 line, and see what we can do together. And the plan is if we win it quickly, we may be able to get behind the enemy team and get some shots in, depending on obviously what we spot down there, basically. So yeah, I'm moving along. Also, we've seen that light coming across. At this point, we don't have a lot of info other than that light tank, so we don't know exactly what is there. And obviously, this Vanguard's going to be a right pest to hit. But yeah, I've got some support with me. So yeah, we're going to see what we can do. There's a few tanks down there on the right. We don't know the full information about that, what's there, so we're going to move up and try and spot to find out what we're dealing with. Unfortunately, our Tiger Shark full sends in and gets taken out. There is one Fun Police to concern herself with, but generally speaking, I would have thought the Fun Police would be aiming down the heavy flank on the 1-2, because that's probably the easiest place for them to get damage. So it's the most likely place for them to be. There is sort of 3 or 4 tanks here, so we're fairly even matched. I want to try and move in and see, ideally, if we can get some shots in on the side from this ridge, maybe if they poke up. We've got Rossi there in the AMX-50 autoloader. We missed that shot on the Standard B, which is not like this tank because it is pretty accurate. But like I say, I was rubber banded a little bit, but it is kind of difficult to see from the replay watching it back. There is quite a lot of the enemy team as to be expected down the 1-2 at the moment, but there's enough here that I can't just full send in. I think I'm waiting for Rossi's clip to reload at the moment because he's in the autoloader. Once it's reloaded, I'm hoping that I may be able to try and push into a more aggressive position, but I don't want to do it. You see, I'm hesitating until Rossi's reloaded because otherwise, yeah, no, I don't want to go in and not have a clip to support me, basically, because otherwise it would only be going in with 2 guns, not 3. But he is reloaded now, so I'm going to make a play to try and create a different angle on these enemy tanks down below. As I do it, his AMX-30 pops up. He bounces, fortunately, but we get one in for a turn. But then I'm now getting shot on the side by this King Tiger, and I'm in a bit of an awkward situation. Thankfully, like I say, I wait for Rossi to reload, and he has now clipped him out, which is, make my life a lot more easier, because they have to overextend at the moment to get shots onto me, and we've got a couple of different angles. Unfortunately, we did end up losing Rossi in return for that, and I'm now getting full sent by this Centurion. So me and Swindle are making sure we all shoot the same targets, because when you're in this situation, you all need to be shooting the same targets to take out the enemy tanks as quickly as you can. And that's just sort of the basic of platoon play. You want to be going after the same guys to kill them as quick as you can. So now we're taking down that Centurion. I did take a little bit of a beating, but we're now going to spend our focus on that Udez, I believe, to try and get him out quickly. The Standard B, obviously, being an auto reloader, we have to be careful if he's got his whole clips in. But I see this Udez as a one-shot. The Standard B, I've been told, has actually dropped his clip, so he's got an awful reload at the moment. Swindle sets him afire. I do a little ram and we take him out pretty quickly between us and our friendly SG-130. So we've now won this side, so we don't have to worry about being capped out, which is nice. But our friendly team, I don't think it's going too well on the 1-2, and it looks like the enemy team are winning that side. So it's fairly even on the scores at the moment. But I suspect we could end up going down soon, because it's hard to know exactly what's going on there. You can only look at the mini-map. But the fact that they've been pushed back, you would suspect that it's not going too well for them. So we're going to push up and see if we can take care of the stragglers at the back. And then we can either, we don't have to worry about being capped out. So we can either keep pushing, we can turn around, depending on what we want to do. But I would like to try and find a Fun Police and take him out of the game, so we don't have to worry about that later. It's nothing worse of only being on sort of 500 hit points trying to carry a game, and then you've got Fun Police to deal with. So we do find him. We've got the slimmest of shots, but thankfully this gun is pretty accurate, and we get that in there. We're going to go for the second one, an even slimmer shot, and thankfully the shot goes true, and we take out another tank. And now I'm just trying to get a hold down, avoid taking any more damage, because I am targeted. We go for a shot in that AMX. Unfortunately, we don't pen, even though it's not very good armoured, but we do track him in place, and he gets shut down by our swindle. So that's all good. It's a 4 versus 6 situation now. Looks like our TD SU is sort of defending the other side where we suspect most of the enemy team are coming. So we're going to fall back and trying to get close, see if we can protect our fun police and maybe spot something for him so he's got some shots, or see if we can get any shots in return. Unfortunately, it looks like he's going to get shut down by the TD, but then thankfully our SU actually takes him out. And now we've got some cross shots, and this VK is crossing through the open. You can see at the top I'm getting yellow, your rubber banding, it's getting down to the yellow latency at the top. So it's hard to see my shots, but I was finding it a little bit awkward in the game. It felt like my shots were a little bit delayed, but I pulled the trigger and it was happening a little bit delayed. But like I say, you can't really see that from the replay. We've got a couple of shots there, putting us up to 3k damage. He has managed to get into cover now. We're keeping an eye on his health. There's a VK45, which we know is a 1-shot. So we know now we know the VK is probably a 2-shot to us, and the 45 is a 1-shot to us, so we can take him out. And I'm thinking at the moment they're stuck in the sort of lower ground in the middle tracks. I was looking to see if it's going to pop up, but as a not, I'm going to see if we can go back round and get like some side shots on them and maybe catch them out in the open, or see if we can get a different angle on them while Swindle's keeping them distracted in this leopard. Create a secondary angle, and there we go. We've got lovely side shots onto this VK. Get one in. He's a 1-shot. Can we finish him off? Yes, we can. So picking up another kill there. So now we know there's the VK45 who's also 1-shot. If we can try and spot him, then we can even this up to a 3 versus 3 again, which would be nice. He does get spotted out in the open, and we manage to take him out, picking ourselves up another kill. But at this point, I'm not too sure where the Leopard PTA is or the enemy TD. So rather than go off there by myself, being the fact that I'm only on 476 hit points, it would be a 1-shot to the Doom Turtle. I'm going to go back to Swindle so we can group up again, and at least we've got a bit of cover then, because I don't want to throw this game at this stage and go around the corner and then all of a sudden meet all 3 of the enemy tanks. It looks like we have spotted one of the mediums, so it could be the Leopard potentially, I'm not sure. But I'm going to move up to side. He's got a little bit more hit points to me. Obviously got fantastic camo in that Leopard PTA, as well as an amazing gun as well. So we're going to move up and see if we can support him, and maybe he spots some targets, we can get some more shots in. Maybe pick up another kill, because I think it felt like we had a few kills at the moment. But obviously, these days you haven't got a tracker, so unless you go to, push select and have a look at the menu, you're not going to see how many kills you got. The Polish CS59's been taken out, so now we've got the Doom Turtle, which I'm hoping to try and collapse in on him with Psy working together. But again, I'm not 100% sure where the Leopard PTA is. I swapped to a small map just so I've got I can know exactly where this TD is. But then we get spotted by the Leopard. I'm thinking, oh no, don't be full health. But he is a 1-shot, so I'm thinking I can eat 1 shot off of him. But we want to make sure we hit our shot to try and take him out. He gets one in. Unfortunately, that shot goes true, and we do take him out. So now I know between me and the Swindle, we're not going to lose this Doom Turtle, because one of us is going to be able to get behind him. Annoyingly for me, he's looking at me, so I can't go in and get the easy damage. But he's going to get taken out either way. He's coming for us, and we do manage to get a shot for the lower plate, picking ourselves up the Devastator and bringing ourselves an end to that Steps game. So yeah, what's left is to see how we got on. Got 7 kills, 3,800 damage and 700 assistance. High caliber and a Devastator. So you've got one more replay to come, which is a more recent replay. So stay tuned. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so here we are on El Remain on the very last replay of the video. This time we are in a top tier lobby. And yeah, I think there's only a few tier 9s in this game. And 2 fun police, who is going to try and have a bit of fun with me in this game. Not so much for me. But yeah, so moving on, we're going to go to, I'm sure if you watched any of my replays in El Remain before, from this spawn, I tend to go to the same location at the start. because 9 times out of 10 you do get either some assistance or some damage from some people crossing. It literally happens every game. You seem to always be able to get the damage. You have got to be careful though that you don't overextend there for too long when there's 2 fun police in the game, because yeah, you are slim picking. So you have to know when to give the position up and move on. But generally, I always find I get a shot in, 2 shots, maybe more. So here it is. The back chat's going there first. He's probably going to be doing most of the spotting. But I poke nice and high just in case. And there we go. We've got spotted this 705. We get a nice shot in. And like I say, honestly, if you get here quick enough and you're not delayed, it happens more than often you get some spots. I don't take that shot there because chances are I was going to bounce it and I was going to give away my position. But we do get one into the E3, and that's for our second pen of damage. We're going to try and get one in for the Leopard, but to be honest, that's just a poor shot by me. So I was thinking I missed out my opportunities for any more damage, but I managed to squeeze one into 705. Now, judging by our team, they haven't sent a lot of players that side yet. And I think that's enough now. I'm probably not going to get any more shots. A chance one on the Leopard. Fortunately, he misses. But I'm now targeted, 6 sensors off and detected. So this is almost certainly fun police. You can sort of kind of tell that. So I wait for a second to see if he fully aims. And then I move. And just in the nick of the time, I bait his shot. And I managed to try and move out there. Because like I say, that's always something to look out for. If your 6 sense goes off and you're detected, but for your knowledge, there's no one who's actually got vision onto you, then it's artillery. That was a change they brought back, and it's really, really handy at avoiding artillery shells. It lets you know, when you need to move, when artillery is aiming on you. It gives you that indication, which you didn't have before. Unfortunately, I missed that shot on the grill, which would have been nice. I missed my opportunity to get a shot into that E3 there. I tried to see if I could poke there for a shot on the grill, but I couldn't really get a shot. I'm going to wait now to see if I've got an opportunity, small window to get a shot into this E3. You see I'm lining up the shot, and I just managed to squeeze it in because the velocity is pretty decent on this APCR, and putting this up to 1,200 damage. Now, at this point, I could be looked at by that pattern potentially, which I think I was. Once I got behind this hard cover, my detected goes off. But yeah, I don't know where this grill's gone, because obviously I kind of want to move in and just quickly deal with that E3, because once I've got rid of him and that, from that angle, we can then go and deal with the rest of the tanks who are on the other side. So I'm looking to see if I can get a position. Unfortunately, he's looking at me there, but he has the shot, so I do chance a lower plate shot there with the heat rounds. Unfortunately, it doesn't come off. The E3 armor can be a bit troll like that. But I do need the heat to go through the E3 armour, because yeah, it's very, very strong, and APCR on the lower plate's not going to do anything to me. I'm 6 cents and detected here. It could be this E3, also could be fun police. I think it's probably the E3, but then he's not looking at me, so it probably is artillery. And yeah, we managed to get one shot in there. I really want to move to try and get behind him. Just as I do, the fun police is still going for me and just misses there, because I just moved in the nick of time. So now I don't want to hang about. I want to get rid of this E3. I don't really want artillery to keep shooting at me. He's not facing me, so this is a perfect opportunity. I swap back to the APCR because I'm not going to need the heat to go through the back of this tank. I don't want to waste those heat shells, might need them later. Get one into the track. Unfortunately, I don't pen, but I do get one in. I've got behind a guy now, so we should be fine. I didn't get slapped. Well, I don't get slapped, but I do get splashed by the artillery, which is not fun. That's the third time he's tried to take me out of this game. But we should be able to kill this E3 before he gets another opportunity. But I am still detected here, so I'm thinking I don't really want to... I'm just going to try and get out of dodge just in case the fun police is going for me again. Get into a bit of hard cover to make the shot harder, and now we're going to sort of move around. Now we're taking these people on. A little bit, I'm not overly concerned about capping us out at the moment, but it is on my mind. But I can see how far down the one line our medium is, so it doesn't look like anything's got behind him. So I think I'm probably okay. I'm going to try and see what we can spot over here. Maybe if we get an opportunity to go around and take the fun police. You see one fire there, so we know where one of them's located. They then see another shot. So I can't remember, unless it's a French autoloader artillery, then that's where both of them are. We spot the E3, so what I'm going to try and do is get right the way back, just out of detection range, before we shoot, because I don't want to shoot and get caught out there, get absolutely slapped by this E3. But we're 411 metres back, we should be able to shoot him undetected, which we do. We swap to the heat just because it's an E3, although we might pen with him at that angle, we don't know when he's going to turn. We get one in blind, and I think he's still tracked. Yeah, so I was going to go for the second shot, but he just turned at the wrong moment. But now we've got the heat shell, so we're not going to lose penetration over distance. We wouldn't pen this with the APCR, it just wouldn't happen. But we do manage to get that one in through the lower plate and take out the E3. Now I want to get to safety around the left hand corner, but as I do it, the fun police is spotted. This is bad news for me because I wanted to get into that ridge, that cover, undetected, because now I've just lost all my hit points crossing because I got spotted out in the open. And that's put me under a real awkward situation, to be honest with you. At this point, oh yeah, there we go. We spot the T92, the fun police round the corner. Little piggy hiding in the corner. That is a problem, mainly because every time we overextend, he's going to spot us. And I want to be undetected so I can try and get shots in now. So I'm really chancing this. I'm moving as slowly as I can because I know he's aiming in on me. So this is risky. We get one in and we just pull back. That was very fortunate. You wouldn't want to get hit by that. But now he's dug himself right in the corner. And I can't kill him because I know there's tanks looking at me. So I can't go round, I know the artillery, the fun police is reloading, but I can't go round because they'll spot me, I'll get shot and I'll die. I'm on a one shot. So that's not ideal. So I really need help from my team now. I'm hoping that I can see that Turan moving in. Obviously he's got fantastic camo. So I'm hoping that he may be able to get a different angle, safer angle to take him out. So I don't have to relocate all the way around the back. Which I'll probably have to do if not, because I can't push around and kill the fun police from there. But thankfully for me, the Turan does take out the T92, and that's freed me up now, so I can move through and try and spot the tanks, which I suspect are camping at the back, which you usually do. There's still one or two TDs left. So we want to move in. We're just in a shot fire, so we know there's definitely someone there. It's a tortoise. We pick up a bit of assistance. We get the kill in, but then it's a full elf leopard. So we're trying to duck into cover. This is a problem for me. Had I not lost all those hit points at the start, I'd be really confident now about going in on that leopard. But it looks like he's retreating, so I'm thinking, you know what, I'm just going to push up the pace and try and, I think he's gone now. So I should be okay. But as I've done that, yeah, he hasn't gone, has he? He's come full back for me. I'm not good. I bounced one shell off. It's clearly going to get me, but at least I get two in return. And we still finish off out of a good game, but it is a shame I had a bit more hit points. I could have had a better game. But what I'm going to do, I'm not going to bore you letting you watch the rest of this. So I'm going to let you listen to a bit of relaxing music for a bit. We go. Thankfully our team does get it done in the end. We finish it off for a pretty decent game with 4 kills, just shy of 5,000 damage and 3,000 assistance. So yeah, that's what you can expect from this tank. It's definitely worth earning if you can, if you've got the time to complete that op. And as always, you've been amazing, your support is fantastic, and happy tanking.
Hadouken!